Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 1st, 2024, and it's been revealed the reason why Deco changed his mind and decided that Hansi Flick would be the right choice for Barcelona. Also, Barcelona could have a big problem on their hands in regards to Mika Faye. And finally, the transfer of Shadrial to Crystal Palace has been officially confirmed. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and I'm bringing you this super late video because today I was out of the house all day. Went to celebrate the birthday of a very special friend. So I do apologize about bringing these videos this late, but I just got home and I decided I couldn't go to sleep until I gave you the most recent updates about Barcelona because there was a lot of news coming out of Camp Barca today. I uploaded a video a few moments ago. Make sure to check it out, and this is the second video. And by the time you'll be done watching both, you'll be up to date on all the Barcelona news. Anyways, before I begin with the news, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Now let's begin with the first news because it's been revealed the reason why Deco changed his mind and decided that Hansi Flick was the right choice. Now, as I told you before, when Joan Laporta decided to sack Xavi Hernandez, he was in favor of bringing Hansi Flick, and he ordered Deco to go meet with Hansi. But at the time, Deco was not fully convinced with Hansi. His choice was Rafa Marquez, but Laporta told Deco, hey, just go meet with him, listen to what he has to say, and then prepare a report and bring him back. And that's when Deco met with Hansi Flick, and Flick presented the dossier that he had prepared because he had spent the last 3 months studying the first team and the academy teams. And then Deco took that report back to Laporta, and that's where Laporta was extremely impressed and decided that Hansi Flick would be Barcelona's next coach. Now, it seems that during that conversation, Deco also changed his mind and decided that Hansi Flick is the right choice over Rafa Marquez, and the reason for that was the conditioning of the team. Now, it seems that this report and during this meeting, Hansi Flick emphasized that Barcelona needed a big change in their conditioning, and that was going to be one of his top priorities to change at the club. And this is what convinced Deco that Flick was the right coach, because as you know, Deco had already complained about this. He in fact had visited multiple training sessions where he did not like what he saw. He thought that Xavi was not preparing these players well as far as their conditioning. So when he heard that Hansi was making this his priority, that automatically convinced Deco that Hansi was the right decision. Now, this is where it gets a little bit problematic because it's now been revealed that many Barcelona players had actually hired their own conditioning coaches because they too were not happy with the conditioning they were receiving under Xavi. Of course, I told you that the players had complained throughout the season to the board about this, but now we have found out that they had hired, many of them had hired their own conditioning coaches, where once they were done training at the Ciudad Esportiva, they would go to a gym or home, meet with their own conditioning coaches, and they would train separately a second session because they believed that the conditioning was not enough. And it seems that Xavi was aware of this and he actually liked it. He liked that the players were taking initiative. But when it comes to Deco, he did not like that at all because he believed that a club as big as FC Barcelona should be able to prepare their players enough without their players having to go and get their own coaches because they weren't getting what they needed in the practice session. So this was the main reason that Deco decided that Hansi Flick was definitely the right coach, because Hansi emphasized that the conditioning needed to absolutely change at Barcelona. And Deco agreed. Of course, I imagine he too, just like Joan Laporta, was impressed with the dossier that Flick presented. But it seems that the conditioning was a big point. Anyway, speaking of Xavi and Deco, we do have to talk about Mika Faye, because it seems like Barcelona could have a big problem on their hands given how many offers the 19-year-old defender has. Now, we know that Deco had spoken to Mika Faye's entourage and promised them that Mika Faye would be in first team dynamic, that he would be a Barca athletic player, but he would train with the first team and play some matches with the first team. Of course, Xabi never really used Mika Faye, which it's being reported that made Deco look bad in the eyes of Mika Faye's agent. And as a result, that's when Mika Faye's agent started talking about, you know, considering leaving the club. And that's when Deco met with the players' agents, and he expressed to them that Barcelona had no intention of selling Mika Faye, that they counted on him, that they believed that he was a player with lots of potential. But the agent still said that, you know, if Mika Faye was not considered for the first team, they would definitely consider leaving because they have multiple offers on the table. And now it's been revealed that Mika Faye has upwards of 10 offers on the table from 10 different clubs. So that's a big number. And many of these clubs are offering upwards of 12 to 15 million euros, which could cause a problem for Barcelona. Now, the problem is if the preseason does not work out. Because as of now, Hansi Flick has decided that he will try out Mika Faye in the preseason. He wants to see how he can adapt to the first team and whether he's ready to become a first team player. However, if Hansi Flick decides that maybe Mika Faye is not ready yet, then maybe he needs another season before he can become a first team player, this is where the problem lies, because Barcelona would have two options. The first one would be to loan the player so he could continue growing and become ready. But it's been revealed that Mika Faye's agent would not be in favor of this move, just like how Vitor Roque's agents had said in the past that they would not be in favor of the player going on loan, which that only leaves the second option, which will be for Barcelona to sell the player and include a buyback option, which of course would not be ideal. But again, this is only a problem that would surface if Flick decides that Faye still needs more time to adapt, because it seems that his agents would not be willing to accept a loan, which is a big problem, because loans are always a good way of getting players who are not ready yet to make the jump to first team to become prepared to jump to the first team by playing somewhere else. Anyway, speaking of defenders, we'll end this video by talking about Chad Riyad, because it's been confirmed that he will indeed make a move to Crystal Palace. Now, Barcelona sold Chad Riyad to Real Betis for 3 million euros, and they reserved 50% of his rights. And now Real Betis have sold Chad Riyad to Crystal Palace for around 17 million pounds. It's 15 million fixed plus 2 million variables. So that's approximately 18 million euros. And since Barcelona retained 50% of the rights in Chad Riyad, that means they will receive 9 million euros, which is a pretty good amount given the club's finances and given that Chad Riyad is not even their player. So it's always nice to make money off players who have already left your club. Now, I think it is a big shame, because I think Chad Riyad would have been an interesting addition to the first team. But of course, we do have a surplus of defenders. So in that case, it's not really that big of a loss. And the 9 million euros, again, will be very much welcomed given the club's finances and given that this summer transfer market will need to make a few reinforcements. Anyways, that is all the news for tonight. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I hope you enjoyed the videos. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.